don't know if I can do the. Gonna rotate the device. Dadgummit.
Trying to drive.
There's the pit chick. Nobody on there yet, so.
Well, it's early.
Should have started at. I can rotate it. You can rotate it, just turn you sideways. I want to do it horizontally. Hey girl, it's Maggie.
Are you not at work?
Phone's vibrating, but that's not a response. It's hard to do from the cell phone. I'm used to doing a laptop. Live chat. There it is. No, I'm leaving in about 10 minutes, she says. We're fixing to pass right by your house.
You need to be leaving now. Traffic's probably going to be crazy.
So everybody say hello when you come on here.
Hello when you come on here.
You're so tired. Me too. The stability doesn't work on here when you're doing this. Taylor's still asleep. Is he going to work with you? We got the tripod down. There's the pit chick. She's chauffeur today. We're headed to Columbus, Georgia. Girl, no. He did one day. We're headed to Columbus, Georgia to run some two-wheel drive buggy. First time with my new HB D2 Evo. So we figured we'd do a live here. Some people have been asking me to do lives lately because I hadn't been doing it as many, been busy. So I figured I'm sitting here, might as well do it. So Ellie's trying to play. Too early for what?
Why?
Oh, too early to play. So yesterday was a big turkey day. Ate too much, made herself sick.
Yeah.
Maggie is on here. She's our daughter. She was gone with her boyfriend to Mississippi. First one you're not going to. A race? You'd be bored. It's gonna be kind of long and boring for you. That's too far to go for something you don't care that much about. Probably the next big one we're going to is SIC, and it's only like an hour and a half away. As much as hotels cost these days, we probably won't even get a hotel.
Cheaper, yeah. To pay the gas.
We could drive the Tahoe and pull the trailer down the first day, and then she said she's going. But it's close enough. Y'all could run down there and leave when you get bored. It'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I think it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I hope it is.
I can't remember if it's Thursday.
I don't think it's Thursday.
I think we went down on Thursday night.
See you later. Go get your work on. Get that money.
I think we just went down on Thursday night so we could get there early Friday morning for practice. Lunchtime.
Yeah, we're close enough. We can leave early Friday. Look at that lowered Chevrolet. That's sharp. So we're now in Calera, Alabama, which is the home of Maggie. And we're about to get on the interstate. So we're driving. What's cool about this is we can load our car's a hatchback. We can get everything back there. I don't know if you can see, but everything's back there. I hope I got everything. I've been working on a buggy a pretty good bit. The only thing I got to do to it really is I'm going to buy some AE front arms and put on there when I get there because...
That's what I didn't get. I didn't get cash.
Uh-oh. We'll have to get some at the bank or something. I meant to ask you that.
Crap!
What are you going to do? Get some at the ATM?
I don't know. Dadgummit. I thought about that yesterday. They just ran that red light.
Good grief.
mean, straight up.
So, the only thing we need cash for is entry. I wonder if we can PayPal him. Unless you just want some cash.
I have cash at home.
I meant to ask her that right before we left. Look at my hair. My hair's getting long. I meant to get a haircut. So yeah, we're going. What was I saying before you?
I don't know.
Oh, so yeah. So I got to get the
It's too early for me to know.
I got to get AE front arms. A bunch of people are breaking the front arms. They're going to redo the mold. So in the meantime, people are retrofitting AE arms on it. So they've got some at the hobby shop there. I'm planning on buying some of those and get those put on first thing. And I'm ready to hit. I'll be ready to hit the track after that. So I think there's only like one person on here, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway. Somebody else might watch it.
Yeah, they may watch it later.
So I don't know if you can see. You can't really see, but right there in the inner hinge pin where the mold comes together, they're breaking them right there. So I should have spent some more time painting this body. I just threw gold on it with some pearl stuff I had just because I had it. I didn't want to go buy any paint. So not real happy with it, but it's okay. I guess everybody's probably asleep with a turkey hangover.
Except for Maggie, and she has to work today.
Yep, Maggie got work. Oh Lord, y'all don't drag race this guy. This guy's trying to shoot around us another lane because everybody's so impatient. So this is for us, it's pretty not a long drive. The cool thing is we got everything in the Civic, and it gets like 40 miles a gallon, so we got enough gas to get there and back. Where the Tahoe would be doing good to make it there with more gas. So we go through Montgomery, cross over, go the Gump, go to Montgomery and go east through Auburn. It's on the other side of Auburn and Opelika. Speaking of Auburn, today is Iron Bowl with Auburn Alabama game. Tomorrow. Yeah, okay, tomorrow. I really want to. I normally wouldn't want to watch it, but the whole deal with the new coach and with Cadillac, it'll be interesting. Oh, we're live again. Got to share it. I can share it to the group. All right, so now we're shared. One person on here. Y'all say hello. I got a chick headed to Columbus, Georgia to run this guy. That's it. High bites, we got slicks, we got J Concept smoothies and silver compound. It's supposed to be really good. And I think they sauce it. I think they just, from what I understand, they just clean the tires. That may change. I may have to pick up some salsa over there. Yeah, they run, if they do, they probably don't let you run Paragon because it's so smelly. You have to get some non-smelly stuff.
Everybody walking around high.
I'm excited. I hadn't got to run two-wheel drive in years. Been waiting on this thing to come out. It's finally out. Still got some teething pains with the new buggy, a couple of things. So I think the biggest issue right now is the front arms. So we'll wait on them to get that worked out. And I've only got the gear diff it comes with. A lot of people are running the AE ball diff. It's like $60. I didn't want to spend $60. And since it's a high bike track, excuse me. Since it's a high bike track, I just run the gear diff and send it. So it feels pretty good. I got about 30 weight oil in it.
So he brought every oil he owns.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I brought about half my oils. I need to trim the body right there, hanging down a little bit. That's the buggy. Gotta give me another body with my paint scheme on there. Send one to old Smiley. Probably do that after Christmas. Y'all say hello when you come in. Let's see here. Got super chats on here and super stickers, members. There's some kind of membership something. I don't know how that works. I don't have any members yet. So let's turn this thing around. Let's see. Can I turn it around? Yeah. That's our view right now. This
It's a
is
gloomy day.
It's the Pit Chick. Yeah, it's kind of a rainy day. It's not too cold. Not cold as it's been. It's been crazy cold. So we're headed south. Practice today is from 10 to 10, so we should get there right at when they open. And my first mission is going to be get me some arms, get
They're
them on
an
the
hour
car.
ahead of us.
Huh?
They're an hour ahead of us.
Our head is this time now. It's 7:30. We got what, 2 hours? 9:30. We'll be there right at 10.
10:30.
10:30.
Their time. It's 8:30 their time.
10:30. We're gonna be a little late.
Oh God, but you only got 12 hours.
I need all 12 of them. Cause we gotta never run this buggy, so I gotta get it broken in and dialed in and do some adjustments. I'm hoping it works pretty decent. From what I understand, this stock setup I got on it works pretty good. It's kind of high bike designed anyway.
I'm just thankful I don't have to get up this early every day.
This is not early.
This is early. I'm usually waking up maybe right about now.
Yeah, she's trying to complain about it being early.
It is.
It's 7:30. I woke up at 4 because I forgot to turn my alarm clock off.
I know.
I was
did too.
I was gonna work out this morning, and I've been practicing a lot on VRC Pro to make sure I'm not all rusty and stuff. So I decided to get on VRC Pro a little bit this morning and make some laps. So hopefully I'll be all fresh and ready to go. It's broke down Ford found on road dead.
It's foggy.
It's foggy. There's somebody on there. Say hello. We're just cruising on down to Columbus, Georgia to run this guy. Two-wheel drive mod buggy. So excited. One thing I know about when I do those AE arms, we have droop screws on this car. And I got the droop set to where they're not hanging down that much to adjust the shock length. I think you gotta eliminate the droop when you put those AE arms on there, but it is what it is. Kind of worried. The only thing I know, I'm pretty sure I've seen some people grind this front bulkhead where the droop screws don't work anymore because we got those arms on it. So when I do get the updated arms, which who knows how long that's going to be, I'll have to buy that piece to replace that. I thought about running without these carbon inserts. You know, I know on the other cars, the carbon inserts make the arms break easier. I wonder if that's why everybody's breaking them. Maybe I should run it without the carbon inserts. Try it. I don't trust it though, because it may work all day today and then work till the main tomorrow and break. That's what I'm worried
That would
about.
suck.
Yeah. So I'd rather just go ahead and put AE arms on it. Not worry about it. If it was just practice, like we still had the warehouse, it was just run it until it broke, see what happens, especially taking those carb inserts out. So I don't know why, but see where I scraped it on the concrete out in the driveway a little bit.
Concrete.
And there's like something about a mold splits or something. So yeah. Just waiting on people to join in. We've been live for 15 minutes now.
It's too early.
It is too early. Everybody's still got the turkey hangover. Another thing about this car is that it doesn't have a wing button, so I made me a carbon one. It's just got these screws with washers on it. Kind of disappointing. Car this expensive. Should have had that, I think. I wonder if I could change my. All I can do is from the phone save, highlight, share, and mute microphone. I wonder what this button does. Oh, it changes the look. I can make it look slate. Why you gonna do that? Look at that. Dance party. We're having a dance party up in there. We would play some music, but YouTube don't let us do that. What is that? Dream. Glamour. Sepia. Silver screen. I'll check this one out. Sketch. Oh, look at that. It's crazy. I'm gonna go back to normal. Yeah. Rocking my SEMA shirt because it's comfy. I kind of like that other body better. I don't like that wing. I forget what this one's called, but that one's got that little splitter in the middle. It's supposed to be good for high speed. It's hard to paint. I don't know if you can see, but you have to run. I just used a rattle can to paint this with. It's hard to get the paint down in there because it's so thin. So I may use the other body next time. They have one that's more laid back on there. So we're headed down to Columbus, Georgia. I said that before. Look at this. Nice little rainy day. It's not too bad. It was supposed to be a lot worse rain than they forecasted a lot worse than this. It's not too bad. There's a lot of local guys going. I know David Sawyer and Devon Bear are going. A bunch of other people talking about it. Another thing, they got the stuff to do sway bars on here, but they haven't came out with them yet. So people are adapting the 418 sway bars in the back and some kind of piano wires in the front. I don't know. I hope sway bars aren't necessary at this track because I don't have any. Maybe I should have looked into that. I don't think that's necessary for. It's high bite and everything, but I don't know if it's sway bar high bite. It's not like carpet where you need them. You know, the carpet guys are using them. Still not nobody on say hello when you come in. And nobody up yet. I don't know why I started this early. Should wait till we get a little closer. Wish I had a phone holder up here. It'd be a lot easier.
Cover your nasty mouth when you yawn. Don't nobody want to see that.
I don't know why it won't rotate it. If you start it one way, you got to keep it that way. Be nice if it rotated. Getting close to Clanton, Alabama, home of the Peach Park. Grow a lot of peaches in Clanton, Alabama. They're good. Chilton County peaches. They sell them all over the world.
All over the world.
Yeah, all over the country.
It's a little different than the world.
Yeah. I love some Clanton, Chilton County peaches. Pies by Mike. What's that? At least this thing is called Pies by Mike. That sounds good. Sure they're not open unless I got some kind of breakfast pies. See, when you come in here, get close to Clanton. You know you get close to Clanton when you get, let's say if it comes up here. I got this big huge water tower that's a peach. I think it's right here.
I think we just passed it.
No, there it is, right there. So there's the big peach right there. Pretty cool. There's a big huge farm over there that does Halloween. Does
I don't know if they do that anymore.
pumpkins and stuff.
I think they quit doing that for a while.
There was some big barbecue joint over there that used to be really good. There's a lot of good food in Alabama, and one of the best places is this. We used to always, when we were traveling, when we were much fatter, we always stopped at this Shoney's Inn up here, and they got a Shoney's breakfast buffet that's incredible. One of my favorite things about traveling somewhere. But we're fasting today. We're trying to not eat till supper time.
Yeah.
This is a big proponent of the fasting.
I haven't done enough of it lately.
I haven't done much of it either lately. We're going to try to get back on track.
Put on a few pounds.
So we'll be busy at the track. It'll be, won't even be thinking about eating most of the time until somebody brings food.
Right.
So that's bound to happen too. I should have everything I need. I grabbed a spare motor. I got a 7.5 motor in this buggy now. Should be fine, but I have a 10.5 that I ran in my old 2-wheel drive buggy at the warehouse. It was plenty. I probably need a little more here, so I got the 7.5 in there, but I got my 10.5 for backup. I've got my 5.5 just for backup too. But I got all my wheeler parts. I got the other servo and transponder and all that mess. So this is what we're running. D2 Evo. Excited. High by track, we run slicks on it. Should be a good time. I just hope it stays together and runs the whole time without breaking anything. I don't have many spares. Luckily, a lot of the AE stuff can be retrofit onto it with a little work. So if it comes down to it, we got that. Car feels really good. I ran it out in the driveway, breaking it in and setting everything up and all. And I didn't want to use these tires, so all I had was, only other tires I had front were some off my four-wheel drive buggy, so they don't quite fit right. But I was just running around anyway. I'm glad I did, because the clutch was so far off. Fixing that saved me some time. Got the clutch adjusted somewhat right, and then I noticed every time I touched the throttle, I was running around concrete, so it was just blowing the tires off. I realized I still had my four-wheel drive mod buggy program in the ESC, so I changed that to the Jared Tebow two-wheel drive, Reedy Race, whatever it was, on the McLaren. It's a McLaren ESC. There's Nuclear Crypto. Yeah, I saw you on Corey's podcast last night, so you inspired me to go ahead and do another live. We're on our way to Columbus, Georgia to run two-wheel drive. So, got the pit chick with me. She's my chauffeur. I'm the navigator / instigator. So we're just talking some a little bit of two-wheel drive stuff. That's all I'm taking with me. They run some e-buggy and e-truggy, and I probably could have brought my e-buggy. I kind of wanted to, because you didn't know I did 10 scale. Well, I do, not as much. I haven't ran two-wheel drive in a few years, actually, because the HB, we've been waiting on this HB buggy to come out, and I could have got another type of buggy or something, but they had a 216, so under the contract I'm not supposed to. So I've had the four-wheel drive buggy. I ran that somewhat regular at the warehouse. The HB four-wheel drive buggy was good, and because the new one coming out, I sold mine, and I had it dialed in too. So I sold mine and kept all the spare parts once I realized the new buggy's gonna be very similar. So I've actually got that box of spare parts with me in case anything will work on my two-wheel drive, because I don't have any spares for it. So yeah, I used to run two-wheel drive a decent amount back in the day when I had a Losi 22 2.0, and I enjoyed it. It's actually very fun. It's challenging, makes you a better driver, so I kind of like that part of it. Teaches you throttle control, that's for sure. This one, I got this one with intention of doing some videos. The build video I did, and I'll do some testing and stuff. And HB's really wanting to promote it, so I went ahead and did that. And I'll have a four-wheel drive coming as soon as it comes out. Do the same thing. So looking at I hadn't paid a whole lot of attention to it, but looking at the four-wheel drive, it's going to be basically the same thing with looks like some extra bracing and stuff, so make it a little more carpet orientated. But I had it so dialed on dirt. Orientated, that's dumb, wasn't
it? Yeah. And it's not early for you.
It's not early.
You're awake.
It's 7:45. That's the middle of the day.
It is not the middle of the day. That's crazy talk, as you would say.
So yeah, I'm actually kind of fired up about running some 10 scale.
We are as opposite as we can be. You're early morning, I'm not. You're Auburn, I'm Alabama.
Yeah.
You were always Jeff Gordon, I was Dale Earnhardt.
So I want to run some carpet. There's a track in Mobile, Theodore, Alabama, On Track Raceway. A couple people have been going there a lot, and they run slicks on carpet with stock motor, and they say tires last forever. That sounds great. The cars don't get real dirty. I want to run that. I'm not as interested in the really high bite pin tire carpet, because it's so fast, and I don't know if I can even drive it. I probably would if we had one local to us, but it's a little harder on parts and stuff. So, but I like the fact of doing at first I was kind of turned off by the idea of stock, but I understand why they do it. And they run slicks on it, so tires last 2 seasons. So you're not running 8 scale since the track closed down? Yes, I want to still run 8 scale. Just temporarily hadn't had anything to go to. I can't afford to travel a whole lot, to be honest with you. Because like this race, hotel for one night's $180. That's just ridiculous. So, but I know the next race I'm planning on going to is SIC, the race time race. It's only an hour and a half from us, so we can technically go to that one and drive back and forth from the house to save money, because nobody can afford $1 a night. So
I don't know how much they'd be there though.
well, it's probably not much different. It's cheaper, like we can take the Tahoe down and drop a trailer and then drive the Civic at least one day. Why is the hotel price so high? Good question.
Right, it was $121, and then there's stupid $60 in taxes and fees.
Yeah, so if you look it up online, it's $120, and then when you go to ring it up, there's $60 worth of fees added to it, so it's $180.
I mean, we're gonna get there in time to go to bed, and then wake up and check out. And that's at $180.
Yeah, now sometimes, usually when if I go to SIC by myself, I sleep in a trailer.
I ain't doing that.
And she won't do it. She costs me a lot of money. So yeah, taking her to race is not cheap. Like if you're going racing with some buddies.
Well, that's why I don't go when you travel a lot.
When you go to race with some buddies, you can split the hotel room, but she doesn't want to split the hotel room with some buddies. So we got to get one by herself. So and I got this zero gravity chair. I'll lay down there and go to sleep in the trailer.
Well, you can sleep anywhere.
And I'll get up early and get my coffee on. Should have went to AMS. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
I've got my rants about AMS. AMS was our favorite race. It was our local race. Everybody from Warehouse went. Okay, keep dropping out. I don't know if that's going to work. Somebody doesn't want me talking bad about AMS. So AMS was our favorite race. Still is great. It used to be a friend of ours put the race on before Racetime bought it from him. It was great. Love the Racetime events. There's nothing wrong with it. It's kind of expensive, the Racetime race is. Previously, now that's another story. So yeah, $150. And if you don't do it ahead of time, it's like $175, which is that's not going to happen. I'm not going to spend $175 to go race that race.
For one class.
JQ and Keenan had this great idea to change this format and everything. That's great and everything, but when they did that, they alienated us. Me and everybody else at the warehouse is not going to spend $150 a race. That's too much. They talk about the extra run time. It's not that much more run time. Sure, maybe it's a little bit, and the format's great and everything, but
It's not enough to justify the cost.
it's too much money, and they've alienated a lot of people. So from what I've heard, there was only like 200 entries or so, and they're going to run it back to the regular format. So I've been calling it the JQMS. I said that on Corey's podcast last night. But they have ranted and raved so much about it and raised hell because they want it to be just like Europe for whatever reason. JQ's anti-American and everything, and I like him and everything, and he's got all these great deals and everything. Yeah, from what I've heard, they're not going to do it next year. They'll go back to having 600 entries and the lower price. Because everybody will come if you do that. It's 4 days. It's spread out, and it's too expensive. It's not
Well, and just with this little race that we're going to, we spent $400 before we walked out the door this morning getting ready for
it. The AMS is $1,000 plus venture. So they've alienated a lot of us. Everybody I know local is not going because there's like a couple, one or two went and spent the money, but I'm on a single income family. I can only afford to go to so many, and I can't stretch it out. That just pushes it over the edge. It's kind of frustrating. So they get it back to the old way, we'll go. So I hate missing it. It infuriated me the whole time. When it first started, I refused to go. and I know a lot of people are the same way. And that's what JQ and Keenan, they don't care. They wanted to eliminate people. Like, I guess they don't care if they eliminate people. To me, they have this big event that they want to watch. You know, that they want to change everything. Some things don't need change. It's working. I mean, people go and still have fun. You know, the people that aren't in the big events, they just don't go anyway. So, sorry, that's my little rant. I don't agree with it, and I've been calling it JQMS because that's what it is. They convinced them, raise hell with Keenan's help, raise hell enough to change it to the way they want it. They want to bring this European race to the U.S. Well, this ain't Europe, and people like it just fine the way it is. And yeah, there may be some races. Maybe there is a room for that race, and I don't necessarily disagree with the format and having a race like that in the U.S. But for me, I only get to go to so many local races, and they took that from us, and I'm bitter about it. And I know a lot of people are.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, I mean, so I haven't voiced my opinion too much and everything because if they hear me say this, they're gonna raise hell, and I don't care. I feel the way I feel, and several people are the same way. There's that. I don't blame Dave for trying it. It just didn't work out, and the low count was because of the price. I don't care what anybody says. It was pretty good. I think it was better. It may have been better last year, but I think they've done it 3 years now. I think it just slowly dropped off every time.
You sure it's 3? I thought it was 2 years.
No, I think they've done it 3 now. They just had the last one, so I think that's the 3rd time they've done that.
That don't seem like it's been that long.
Yeah.
I've only been in it 3 years. I think it's 2 years. I think you're wrong. I think it's 2 years.
No, it's 3.
Come on, somebody say she's right.
Yeah, if y'all think I'm wrong, let me know. She says I think they've changed the format to the JQMS for 3 years. I think that this was the 3rd year.
I think it's 2.
I know it's 3. So there's that. Okay, here's Intercrypto. This thing is hard to do messages. I have to keep scrolling up. Like the scheduled practice, didn't have to waste time standing in line at AMS. Now, the worst thing about the race time events, I admit, is the practice. I kind of like the scheduled events, but the problem is, if you're a pro, you're only going to get so many scheduled practices. So that separates the really good drivers from the average to less experienced drivers, which I fit in one of those categories. So I need more practice. All right. So if you play your cards right, and you can get a lot of practice even with those long lines. So what you got to do is you got to get a buddy that, if you're especially running nitro. For me, I've got the pit chick. So John Jennings and I would get together and we would get out there and run back to back. Like he'd run. You got to go out and corner marshal, and you only get 5-minute runs. So, and still the line sucks. It's frustrating, but she can be down there pitting for us, and we're just going in line over and over. And you can get what, 3 or 4 runs out of that. You can get 30 minutes run time if you do that right. And then you go work on the cars, come back and do it again. You time it at different times a day. It's not bad, but yeah, the practice. I agree. The practice and stand in line sucks. I think they can still do. The problem is that if you only had scheduled practice with 600 people, you're only gonna get even less practice. 6-minute run time. So yeah, what's that about? That's 1 minute more. How many run times? How many practice runs did you get? 4 or 5? Not that many. I bet you got 3. 3 or 4. Well, actually, you had only 200 entries. You might have got more than that. 3. Yeah, so you got 24 minutes. Well, that's 18 minutes. 18 minutes practice. That's not enough.
That's not acceptable.
Run buggy and truggy. That's $350 if you don't do early entry. That's not acceptable. So I got to where I only run buggy at the race time events. I bought a truggy just to run race time events, and I realized I only get to go to 2, and we're at the warehouse. I hardly ever got to run it. And when I did, it wasn't a whole lot of competition, to be honest. So it's expensive to run a truggy. So I got to where, and then when we go to those races, I have a lot of people wanting to help, and I can run nitro buggy. And speaking of trying to get practice, you can't get practice and dial in 2 cars really. One car, if you play your cards right, you can try different tires, you can try some different setup stuff, but you pretty much got to show up with a car ready to run, ready to race. So I like running nitro buggy. I tried running e-buggy one time and didn't enjoy it at all. Might have been because the buggy was it wasn't as good as it was at like the warehouse. I think I need to do some setup on those big tracks. If I'm going to drive that far for a race, I might as well make it worthwhile to run 2 classes. Yeah, I get that. I love running. I used to love running buggy and truggy, nitro buggy and truggy at those events. But it got to the point where I had too many cars to fool with, and when I was running at the warehouse, I could only run 1 anyway because I was running the race. Rut's ran 4 classes. Yeah, well, somebody else is paying for it. It's a lot easier to do that. and he's good right from the get-go, so it's not that big a deal for him. So we're coming up on Pine Level, almost Prattville. You're going to have to turn on up here. I can't remember the name of it. I wonder if I can scroll out here and look at the map. Or are you going? You can pull it up on yours, can't you? So she's got this new fancy radio. So let's show you this thing. This is pretty bad at the bone. We got her this radio. This is, I forget, Grundig is the name of it. It's all touch screen.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and type and drive. You can type.
We just say, hey, Google, give me directions to Columbus, Georgia.
Hey, Google. Hey, Google. Hey, Google. Hey, Google.
Yeah, that way.
Why is it not working? Directions to Columbus, Georgia.
Columbus is 1 hour, 36 minutes from your location by car and light traffic.
Cool. So yeah, now we got it on. Got the navigation going. For whatever reason, the Hey Google thing wasn't working. So
Yeah, because we fixed it after I got my new phone.
so yeah, we kind of talked about AMS, but when it was, I think it started at 140 or 150 when they first started this format. Well, they went up a little bit, and then when they said 150 if you pre-register, and then closer to the event it was 175, maybe 180. I was like, phew. For one, I don't pre-register for any of these races because you never know what's going to happen. You're not able to make it. And they don't give you refunds. They give you credit towards the next race. So who knows when you can use that again. You may need the money. So it's more of a ballers kind of thing, you know. So but we're going to SIC for sure. As a matter of fact, we're fixing to pass the turn where we would go to the SIC. It's on Toggleville, which is you get off this Prattville exit and go down a little ways. So we're actually coming up on that now. But I love the race time events. They're fun. We always have a good time. you know, the time you get to spend with others is the best part. You know, like at AMS, it was like a party at night after the race, and it was like local people. We had a good time. So it's still a dreary looking day. Lisa's just trugging along. There we are on the map. I love that radio. That's so cool. I want one for my car. My Civic's, this is a 2014?
2017. Maggie's
2017, yeah, okay. And mine's a 92.
and Maggie's is a 2014.
So we got 3 Civics in the family. Mine's a 92 hatch. Yes, I heard they may change it back to the regular format next year. I think it'd be crazy not to. It's not enough draw for him. I sure hope he does anyway. That's probably the only way we'll go back, or our group of people will go back. There's a couple of us that can afford to go. We got a couple of guys that are ballers and spend the money on it. I'm not a baller. I was kind of hoping I'd get enough money from once I was monetized on YouTube, and it hadn't quite worked out that way. Not yet, anyway. So this is Millbrook. Coming up on now, just north of Prattville, just north of Montgomery, home of the governor. Crypto, where are you from? You said you had to drive far to AMS. AMS for us is about an hour and a half, about as far as this one, maybe 2 hours. Coleman, Alabama. If you're from up north, it's probably a culture shock to come to Coleman, Alabama. That's one of the most redneck places in the state. I love it up there. Don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with country folks. Still got my Dunkin' coffee. My Hammer sticker's about wore off on my cup. I need to change that. Oh, look like I lost him. It says 0. Yeah, 85 is the road you can get on. It's going to curve and go left. That's just west. It says 24 minutes, but that's because they cut off. Probably been over an hour. Nobody's still up. 8 o'clock. I missed Sean Deal. He's down in Montgomery. Him and Will Blevins usually get on here. They live right around here somewhere. There's I got the phone turned around on. This is the exit for Montaugaville. And that's some good coffee. Holding it in my lap, looking at it. I like that car. I've been waiting for a 2-wheel drive for so long. I wish we had wish somebody would come up with a carpet track like on track round up. I'd be wearing that thing out. Curious to see how the gear does in there. Never really, I thought it came with a ball diff. It should have came with both. That's the price it is. I was gonna buy an associated diff, and the whole diff kit was like $60. I'm like, golly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. I think they'll probably change it back. I think you dropped out a minute, Crypto. Where are you from? You said you had to drive a long way. Oh, there you go, Naples, Florida. Oh, so you're south then. I expect you to be north. Yeah, Naples is a good ways away. What's a local track to you? There's a lot of good tracks in Florida. This is going to be a little different for us. You know, we have to set up in the pits there. We're used to taking the trailer, but it'll be fun because it'll be pitting with everybody. I think it'll be a little more interesting.
Yeah, we're getting almost 37 miles a gallon right now.
Yeah, so yeah, we're getting...
Ty would get 12.
Yeah, we're getting 36 miles a gallon now.
Almost 37.
We're pulling the trailer, we would be getting 10 or 12. There's 2 people on there now. Killing it. Yeah, these early morning ones, especially day after Thanksgiving, everybody's got that turkey hangover. Not a whole lot of participation. Everybody's sleeping. I don't sleep late, that's for sure. There's 3 people. Woo! This is where you're coming into Montgomery now. It starts getting a little busy. I used to work at the Hyundai plant down here. So yeah, I heard it was cold there. David Sawyer, buddy of mine, local, he had paid his entry, but last minute had to work, so he was stuck with that. I think he had 2 classes he paid for that he couldn't use, so he got credit for it, I guess. And so he went up there Sunday just to see what was going on. He said it was cold and miserable. He's kind of glad he didn't go. Mills Pond and Coral Spring for tracks. Yeah, those are good ones. What's the one that Lee Setzer? And Lee Setzer on that track that's got a covered over it. It's kind of like an open sides. Isn't that Lee Setzer's place? I like that track. That's fun. That looks like a lot of fun. They run a lot of 10 scale there, I think. No, this is in Florida. They always got the really cool drawings on the track.
In 2 miles, take exit 171 for I-85 north toward Atlanta.
There you go. Don't get much easier than that. SS Hobbies in Tampa, that's right. Yeah, I like that track. That'd be a good one to have local. So used to come down here a lot. The drag strip is right down here. I used to race there a lot. The Northern Boulevard, Montgomery, Alabama. If you ever going through Montgomery, Alabama, and you see the Southern Boulevard, do not stop. It's pretty bad. It is like the hood, and people get killed there on a regular basis.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Drama.
That might have been a stretch, but it is a pretty dangerous place. Yeah, that was SS Hobbies too far, yeah. I wish we could travel more. It's just so expensive to do these days. I guess the best way to do it is to have a camper.
The campers are outrageous now, too.
Yeah, but you can go other places with it too.
Yeah.
In half a mile, take exit 171 for I-85 north toward
We're
Atlanta.
going on I-85 north toward Atlanta, which is really more west, I think. It's more kind of northwest. It goes to Auburn. Go to Auburn and get off.
Take exit 171,
Auburn,
then keep
Alabama.
left.
And then Columbus is past that. Oh, you gotta stay on that.
Keep left.
Move forward.
Yeah, other left.
Shut up.
I guess I was paying too much attention to the phone. One thing, this is probably draining my battery pretty bad. Let's see what we got left. We got an hour and 23 minutes left. Well, I guess we're going to pretty good playlist. Atlas and Morgan Wallen and Kane Brown. Who else you got on there? Jason Aldean. What was that one guy? Something Ford. You had on there yesterday. Said your favorite song.
I don't know his name. That's the only song I've ever heard by him. I absolutely
Yeah,
love
there's
that song.
a bunch of new country artists she's been digging. Listen to the same thing over and over. Pretty much. I mean, I like them, but only like 20 or 30 times.
Well,
at a
rap
time.
isn't fun anymore since I don't have my woofer. Somebody took my woofer.
Oh, here we go. Oh, yes, I got a woofer in my car. It beats pretty good. Dean's All RC track in Orlando is a new track in Florida. Supposed to be awesome. Cool. I used to go to Orlando a lot for work. Orlando Speed World. I like Orlando. It's a pretty neat place. It would have been nice to have a track to go visit while I was down there on those trips, but I don't do that anymore. So Dean's All Out. I'll have to check that out. We're gonna go to. I'm trying to talk her into PNB because she's been wanting to go to the mountains up there. We used to go to the Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area. We actually got married in Pigeon Forge. Gatlinburg. That's right. So we trying to talk her into going to PNB and making a small vacation out of it. The thing about it is so big, you can leave the track, go do something, come back, because your races will be so far spread apart, 1,000 entries or something. Shit, like the sound of that. You're going to PNB instead of SIC. Well, PNB, I used to go to every one of them when it was in Georgia, and I hadn't been to the one in White Pine, but it was even 800 or 900 entries then, and it was totally ridiculous. You think the lines were bad at AMS, or had been bad in the past at AMS or the other races? There's nothing like the PNB one. It's crazy. So that's the only thing bad about it, though. I think the tracks are big enough. What I think they should do is put a driver stand on both sides of the track. Put 30 people out there at once.
Oh, wow. That'd be a hot mess.
Yeah, they get like 20 something out there. Like, how many ever fill in the stand? I want to say when you race, there's 18 or 20 cars on the track. That coffee's just about moving through my bladder.
I gotta pee.
All right, I think we're gonna close this down, and we're gonna have to take a potty break here in a minute, and we'll have some more coverage over the weekend. I'm gonna try to get some GoPro footage of the car on the track. I'm gonna try to get her to do some stuff with her phone. and maybe we'll get some shorts. Maybe we'll get a full-length video. We'll try to. I might do a couple of parts to the video, spread them out, because now that I'm monetized, I need to change my way of making videos. Got to make them shorter, so maybe put them in parts might be the best bet. Okay, thanks Crypto. We'll see you next time, and y'all stay tuned for more. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That's what you always got to say on a YouTube video, right? See ya.